So one of the questions is, what do I think about rising oil prices? I think it's actually the single most serious threat to both the global economic recovery, the U.S. economy, and President Obama's re-election prospects, because right now we are beginning to move into a pretty broad-based recovery. You see manufacturing rising for the first time in 25 years. Tech is doing very well, technology companies. You're seeing retail pick up, and you're beginning to see the green shoots of the housing recovery. This is very important because housing has led almost every recovery since World War II, and that has been the one factor holding back the American economy. But all the while that you have this economic good news, you're beginning to see oil prices rise quite substantially. They're up about 15% over the last few months. And that could put a damper on all this good news. Why is it happening? It's happening for one reason principally: geopolitical risk. The fears of a war over Iran, the fears of crippling sanctions in Iran, which would cut down the Iranian oil exports almost entirely. Now, why do I say that? Well, if you look at demand, that is people wanting to consume oil, it's just not that strong. Remember, much of the world is in bad economic times or in slower economic times than they were. In 2007, in January, oil was $50 a barrel. It's now $110 a barrel. That doesn't make any sense unless you think about the risk, the geopolitical risk that the market is factoring in. So the simplest way to imagine oil prices declining would be if there was some resolution of the Iran situation. I suppose that's actually not a very simple scenario. There is a broader problem, which is there just isn't that much oil on the market, and demand is going to begin to rise again as many countries come out of their recessions and into recoveries. And that's because you just don't have much of what's called spare capacity, the ability to increase production quickly. The only ones who have it are Saudi Arabia, and they are kind of operating at their limits in some ways. So there are economic fundamentals that explain why oil prices are high, but not why they are so high. The reason they are so high is really Iran, and Iran.